So I was 100% not going to film this video today. I'm glad I brought my camera with me because I have 100% changed my mind on this, but I don't know if it's just been me or if everyone in the country, maybe even the world, has been kind of feeling the same way as me. I have been 100% lacking any kind of motivation or determination or inspiration, all the Asians, to do anything lately. And we are nowhere even close to being in, what's it called, seasonal depression yet. But I guess I am just, I don't know. There's been a couple things that have happened today that have completely changed my mindset and my mood, and that would have never happened if I didn't go outside of my comfort zone, talk to people I don't usually talk to, and ride roads that I don't typically ride. So for whatever reason, I just spontaneously went out for a ride and ended up in a location that I personally have not physically been in over 20 years. I just decided, like, you know what? I think it's gonna be a good day to have a chat, hang out on the two wheels in the helmet with you guys, because the things that I'm going through might potentially inspire one of you guys to do the things that you've been needing to do, that you've been putting off. But first, before I hop on my beautiful Pan America, I was going to take the road glide out today, but something pulled me back to the Pan. I don't know what it is. I want to go through this quaint, historic, beautiful little park here in Ohio. So I guess let's just go take a little walk. So, welcome to Flint Ridge. I have not been to this nature preserve in, once again, over 20 years. And the area is so incredible because if you didn't pause and stop to read that sign, there is a huge, massive conglomeration of flint, stone, underneath the ground that I'm currently walking on. And the thing that I absolutely adore about Central Ohio and this area of Ohio in general is the fact that it's not quite what it seems and what we think of it to be. Obviously, a lot of people are familiar with the Great Earthworks mounds that we believe, or what we think to believe and educated guess, was created by the Hopewell people thousands of years ago. And just from a lot of like research and alternative methods of thinking, it's kind of starting to convince me that the things that were built around this area are in fact a lot older than what we think it is. So just part of the emotions that I've been going through lately is this whole like cataclysmic sense of self, and whether or not I should still be upset that it's a struggle to afford cheese anymore. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. But this is Flint Ridge. The autumn leaves are officially starting to completely disintegrate, but this is a nice little walking trail. Unfortunately, we cannot forage or harvest any of the things in here because it is a protected site and they tell you not to take the flint. But there's little educational signs all over the place to teach you about the history of the area, and it's just beautiful. So I don't know if you would consider riding on a motorcycle on the same lines as like taking a nature hike, walk, something. But I've been doing a lot more of these lately, just like getting out in nature and experiencing like the sounds of the trees and the birds and stuff. And unfortunately, it is still just like so people-y. But right now, there's no one here. And it's probably the best decision I've made all day. So I've been paying attention to synchronicities and things that I have been trying to achieve as a human. And there's just a lot of things that I've been noticing that have been pointing me in the right direction. So if you're wondering why I'm like talking about all these random things, of course, by the time you're watching this, I think it's probably Halloween. It's right around Halloween. So during the spooky months, I like to get like deep dive into really fun television shows. Like I will let you guys know there is a show called Hellier, Hellier, and it's based off of some really weird experiences that started out in Hellier, Kentucky. It's on Amazon Prime if you guys want to check it out. And if you've watched it, let me know down in the comments, because like my mind is just going crazy. I hear the little squirrels hopping around. Look how pretty this is. Oh, there's a chipmunk too. The animals are going crazy. I might just sit here for a while and listen to the little rodents. Anyway, I don't know, it's like a weird thing to talk about with a lot of people because it makes you sound like a conspiracy theorist or like a tin cap type of person. But it's just like something that has been weighing on me lately, knowing that I have basically been a slave to social media, and I never used to think I had an addiction to social media until I find myself completely like paralyzed and trapped, either in bed or on the couch, just like scrolling, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I have been doing a lot of reading lately, which has like really helped my mind get out of a lot of the constant need or thought to create. Look at this dead tree. That's a widowmaker right there. The tent camper in me. No, we don't camp here. But yeah, so like just doing small things like this, getting out and honestly talking to you guys, there's not a whole lot of other reason why I continue to make videos, because they don't continue to get seen. I'm not new and exciting to the internet anymore like I was in 2019 and 2020. So the joy of seeing new people, new eyes, new subscribers has completely faded away. And you know what? It's actually brought me closer to you guys watching, which I love, because unlike a lot of the channels that you might see, think of like the Mr. Beast mentality, I'm not constantly out here figuring out new cheeky scenarios or new dramatic ways to go viral. That is the last thing I want as a content creator. The reason I started a channel in the first place was to be relatable and find relatable people in the industry or on the internet really that shared the same like passion as I did. And I fully feel like I have achieved that. So when I come out and make these videos and stuff, 100% for you. Mostly for me, but the reason I press upload is because you enjoy it and we get to have these conversations. I kind of want to come back here, but I also want to go ride before it gets dark. So let's go hop on the motorcycle. And we are recording.
So basically, this is it. Autumn is essentially over. I think we're still gonna have some nice days, but it's just not, you know, after Halloween, it's kind of not the same. The leaves are all gone. It starts getting ugly, and you would think that as my 35th going into winter month, that I would be a bit more prepared for it, and it just never happens. I feel like you either absolutely love the change of the seasons or you don't, and I obviously tried to get away from it. My husband and I moved to Florida for 3 months last year to try to get away from it and ride year round. And that was a very eye-opening experience and a very like coming to Jesus moment of realizing there is no place like home. And so this year we are not going to be traveling. Jordan has a lot of really fun projects that he's working on in his garage. If you guys don't know, my husband does have his own YouTube channel, and he's been posting some really cool custom builds. So that's been awesome to see him thrive and have fun and learn with those motorcycles. But me, I'm not a custom build girly. It would be fun to get a project bike in the future, but right now the riding is what brings me the most joy. And when that gets taken away, I struggle big time. So trying to learn how to embrace the change of the seasons and embrace doing different things. And I have the same conversation with you guys pretty much every year. So for those of you that are new, welcome to the struggle bus. I appreciate you for being here. They say that during like seasonal changes like this, and especially like quote unquote Halloween, when the whole veil is the thinnest and blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that, that's when it's really good to kind of like sit down and reflect And I love that. Like, I that's what I've been doing. I've really just been like thinking and reflecting and focusing on the things, Jesus, that was a really bad gust of wind, that do bring me joy and that benefit my life. You know, it's sad. You only get one life, and if you just waste it doing things that you think is part of the grind, or constantly earning money, or wasting your life away working for another person or another business, gosh, especially in America, the whole like grind is tedious and overwhelming, and I'm just really tired of it. COVID actually really taught me a lesson on finding that work-life balance. But doing simple rides like this and staying home and actually being alone, a lot of people ask why I don't go out and ride with my husband. We have different riding styles. He's actually out on a ride right now with a buddy, and they're doing dirt roads and stuff, and that's just not something that I wanted to spend my day doing. But I very, very, very much enjoy the alone time that I have on my motorcycle. But just focusing on these little things that, again, bring me joy has just been a little bit of a reminder to like chill, I guess. Like, chill the out. Jess, stop letting things stress you out the way they do. And believe it or not, I've been having a lot of stressful things happening in my life lately, and nothing bad, just stressful. And I'm usually pretty good at managing stress, but lately it's just, I don't know if it's like, you know, it's election year, and that always gets stressful in the country, and the season's changing, and that's always stressful. And it's just been a hard year for so many people, like financially, you know, just I've said it before and I'll say it again, like the economy stuff has been a real eye-opener to what the future is going to look like. And it is things out of my control, you know. Like, I was telling somebody the other day, like, yeah, you know, we were doing good. I was going to be able to like put some money back in savings. I was going to be able to relax this winter and not spend so much traveling. And then my property taxes went up like a whole % and cost me an additional $300 every single month to nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's not going towards my mortgage, you know, the principal. It's just flushing $300 a month down the toilet, all because property taxes went up. So it is just like one of those things where things are happening outside of your control. Please don't hit me, car. And there's really not a whole lot you can do about it other than just be annoyed with it. I love that the only way to turn around was just this like super silty gravel road here. Oh, this is a big bump. Doosh. But I guess the reason I wanted to hop on here and make a video with you guys is because, like, I see your comments. I actually read every single comment. And so many of you, like, you really do validate my feelings. And that sounds like such a fun, like, safe space millennial thing to say. But it makes me truly feel like, my friends are in this with me. Like, you guys understand, and I don't. And I trust me, I do read all the comments. So I do see the ones that are like, all you do is complain. And I really do apologize. Like, I'm just a very candid, emotional person. I'm a Pisces, if you don't know that. So that's kind of just how I have conversations with people. I try not to complain. But complaining is easy, and I am really good at it. So if I do complain, that's probably why. It's just kind of the easiest thing for me to do. But it is nice and reassuring to know that a lot of you guys watching right now are obviously going through shit in your life too. And it is not the end of the world, you know, this too shall pass type of stuff. So I needed this, you know. I'm glad. God, it is so windy. I'm like terrified I'm gonna go off the road. But it was really nice to be able to get out, clear my head space, like the just get rid of the cobwebs, I guess. I can't even talk, so maybe I'm not doing a good job. And hopefully spending a good ride with you guys. And like I said, I really almost did not make this video. And if there is, you know, one of you out there that has been thinking about something that's been weighing heavy on your mind, and you didn't know to take a leap of faith or start or make a decision, just making a decision is half the battle sometimes. And I feel like I'm finally going through stuff in my life where I'm making decisions on things, and I'm moving the needle forward instead of having the fear of failure. That's a very pretty black doggy. Aww. So this is your sign. All they can say is no. You know, if it's something that decision relies on another human being, all they can say is no, and do it. This is your sign to, you know, take that leap of faith and just start getting things done. There's no better time than the present. There's no better time than like at the end of the year. And by end, I mean the final quarter. Like we still got a couple months, but that's part of the reason why I'm so nauseated of my inability to make decisions sometimes, because nobody's gonna do the work but me. Nobody's gonna do the work for me. I have never ever had anything in my life like literally handed to me, other than like, you know, you might think, oh, she gets free parts for being a motorcycle rider. And nah, dude, I get free parts because I make YouTube videos. Like, that's not actually free when people give you stuff. So it is just kind of an eye-opening thing to be like, oh, hell yeah, brother. To be like, oh, okay, you know, I gotta make decisions. I gotta do this work for me, and no one else is gonna do it for me. So now is your time. And it's weird how it changes and evolves too. Like, the things that I was so passionate about 5 years ago are really not relevant to my life anymore. And I totally believe in a 5-year plan. I believe that you should really reevaluate your entire life every 5 years. Whether it's your career, your personal relationships, the things that you're passionate about. I totally believe that you should reevaluate every year. I don't think I went the right way. Yeah, I totally did not go the right way. I don't know how I got so turned around just now, but let's go ahead and head back this way. But I definitely think that is something I'm going to be doing more of this winter, is kind of like what I did today. And if you guys didn't check my last week's video, thank you so much for the comments on that. They have been absolutely incredible. Like, truly the most kind-hearted comments I've seen on a video in a very, very long time. But I took a very wonderful, much-needed ride through southeastern Ohio to enjoy the fall foliage, and those of you who actually saw it absolutely loved it, and I appreciate you. Once again, you are the reason I keep making these videos, because 99% of the time, YouTube doesn't actually show my subscribers the videos, and if it's not some stupid dramatic clickbait title and thumbnail, like, y'all can call me a clickbait queen until you're blue in the face, and I'm sure you'll do it on this video too, but guess what, dude? Social media and YouTube has absolutely trained and brainwashed everybody into only clicking on videos that look like they're going to be dramatic. And I am not dramatic. I have zero room for drama in my life. And those of you who know me know that. So thank you to the 15,000 of you that actually stay consistent with me. But it was one of my most favorite YouTube videos I've ever made. And so I went hiking through Old Man's Cave and Hocking Hills, and like today I went to Flint Ridge and just walked around on that little path. And I'm definitely going to be doing more of that in the winter months, even though I won't be able to do it on a motorcycle. But it's something that I crave, like viciously. I crave being outdoors like that when it's just a winter tundra up here in Ohio. So definitely going to be taking myself some vitamin D and doing my little like mental health nature walks, and hopefully that'll help the time pass a lot faster this winter. I'd also totally be down to meet up with some of you guys during the winter months. Like if we had a meet and greet somewhere, like, you know, Faro Harley Davidson or something like that. Just fun things to do. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, Faro Harley Davidson does actually host events and stuff throughout the winter months, even though we can't really ride here in Ohio. But I do believe their 100th anniversary endurance ride is happening this November. I'll have a link to that down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. But it's a tradition that has been going on every single year for 100 years with Faro Harley Davidson, and I am 100% planning on attending that, whether it's on a motorcycle or, you know, in a car. I don't know, depending on the weather, obviously. Last time I tried to go, there's literal ice on the road, and it took me a half an hour to get my motorcycle a half a mile away from my house. It was very, very dangerous. I'm glad I turned around. But yeah, if you guys are interested in checking that out or coming out to it, I think I'll be there. It's going to be a really great time. I love my Faro Harley Davidson people and very proud of them for keeping the tradition alive. I'm going to have to open my visor. It's so hot. On the topic of visor and helmets, I am still working on my new Bell helmet that I showed you guys in a previous video. I'm just waiting for the I gotta clean it up. I think I fucked it up a little bit painting it. I should have gotten a higher quality clear coat, if I'm being honest. 1,000,000% different mood. I am in a different headspace than I was an hour ago. It's freaking magical. Oh, motorcycling has seriously changed my life. And you know, sometimes I catch myself thinking, like, how long are you actually going to be into bikes the way you are? And I don't think it's ever going to go away. Like, the feeling that this has given me is truly, truly magical. It's unlike anything I have ever experienced in my life as a human being. And it's crazy to think that this all happened, like all of this. You know, the YouTube, the new bikes, the world travel, the experience, the changing as a human being, changing as a person, all because I spontaneously agreed to learn how to ride almost 10 years ago. And I'm like, I didn't even know who I was 10 years ago. I had no idea who I was. And now I very, very, very wholeheartedly, I know who I am as a person, as a human, as a woman. And that's 100% because of motorcycles. And like, I feel like I'm drinking the juice. I feel like I just, you know, everyone always acts like, I don't want to use this as an analogy, honestly, but you know, if you have an addiction problem, like drugs, alcohol, stuff like that, and then you need something to come out of that. So a lot of people find Jesus. And that's just, you know, that's something that it's a polarizing opposite way of how they used to live and think and believe. And they need that. And I fully support it 100%. And that's like kind of how I feel about my life. I definitely was not an addict, but I was going down a path in my life that I really was not happy with. And I felt stuck. And I didn't know how to change it. And I felt like there was nothing that was ever going to be as good as what I had. And then randomly I decided to learn how to ride motorcycles that I wanted nothing to do with, by the way. I genuinely didn't give a shit about motorcycles. In the area that I live, I hated motorcyclists. They were obnoxious. They are rude. They ride their big, loud Harley Davidsons. They ride to bars. They drink. They get drunk. They ride. They're mean. And then I actually started meeting them and riding with them and meeting all different kinds of riders and realizing, like, wow, was I prejudiced? And don't get me wrong, those people still do exist, but that's not the entire collective, you know? And it's, once again, changed my life. Hi, buddy. Just chilling on your bike. Oh, are you the crosswalk guard? What a cool crosswalk guard. Oh, he's gonna help the kiddos cross the street on his motorcycle. I die. How do I get that job? I love that. So yeah, I don't know. I needed this talk with you guys. It's made me feel better, and I hope you needed it too. I would love to know down in the comments, like, some things that you're working on personally, whether it's like with you or your family or your friends or your goals. Like, let's have a conversation in the comment section and, like, I guess put it out there, like, things that you are aspiring to do. And that's one thing I've said from the beginning of my channel. I fully believe in manifestation. If you don't put it out into the world, it's never going to happen. Making the decision is half the battle. So put it down in the comments what you're manifesting for, you know, the end of this year, next year, 2025, your 5-year plan. I would love to know. And I'll leave mine down there too. I really will. I'll leave mine down there, and I want you to respond to mine. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or if it's something that you would be totally down to see. Because I'm ready, baby. I am so ready. I got a big old smile in my helmet and nobody knows.